Well, I heard that you did.
Oh, but late night, it's around 3 o'clock in the morning, I put on my Battlestar Galactic outfit. And, it's amazing how...
It should have been me.
Oh boy. Yeah, I actually did. I crawled in and somebody took a shot of me. You know, I actually thought it might be fun, but you know, shows go on long enough, which is another reason I hope the show would go on and Zarek wouldn't get flushed out the airlock. You know, it buys you a little time because down the way they're looking for ways, you know, to develop stories, and sometimes they get to some of the, you know, more periphery characters, and you get a little chance to do something fun. And so I was hoping maybe there'd be something where he steps in a, you know, Viper and kind of looks at it like Starbuck did in the A-Team, you know, and lights the match, sees a Cylon walk by, and there's a little bit of a connection and remembrance. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to step in one of the Vipers, and you know, you realize that somewhere, somehow, he knew how to fly one of these things.
So I answer that?
Oh my God, yes. It's Luciano! Hello.
You want to say hi to everyone? I know, I was too, but here, say hi to everyone.
The science guy.
He literally was our tech expert.
Just go on, I'll be Richard, earlier you mentioned that Battlestar kind of speaks to everyone in different ways, and I was wondering for each of you, what is a scene or moment that most spoke to you in the show?
Ooh. Boy, you backed it fast. Wow.
Yeah, I got to think about it. If.
In the new show, right? Talking about the new show, right? Well, I'll tell you, one of the scenes. So what were you doing last night, Luciana?
I don't know, I got like every third syllable of that.
Luciana, are you close? How close are you?
Okay, hold on. My GPS says I'm not close. The GPS says I'm 40 minutes away.
Anybody have a question you want to ask Luciana?
Yeah, you got a question for her? No? No questions? Come on.
She's scared of me because I killed her. Remember I killed her?
I was going to say we had a chance for a smackdown here. It's not going to happen. You're just avoiding my question. Oh, well, Jane killed you, so.
Anyway, we love you, Luciana. We miss you. We wish you were here, and go frack yourself. Okay. Anyway, next question.
Oh, the moment that affected us the most. We didn't do that yet.
Oh, we didn't? Oh. Oh, right. Oh, the moment. Okay, back to the moment. For me, one of the powerful moments, you know, that brought up a real powerful issue for me was the trial after we came back from New Caprica. And you had people who portrayed their friends, family, people, to save people that they love. They portrayed people. You know, and I thought, you know, about Nazi Germany. I thought about places where people did all kinds of things in order to save someone they loved. And in many cases, they were really doing some pretty horrible things. And then they had the trial. And really determining who would pay a price, who wouldn't pay a price, you know. And Baltar, you know, it was amazing, the decision, and you could probably talk a little bit about that, what they discussed about how to handle that in terms of, what do? Do you forgive everybody? Do you make them pay a price? You know, because these were good people trying to save somebody they loved, and yet they betrayed somebody who ended up dying. So, in Battlestar, you know, the amazing thing about any great drama is that you put characters in morally conflicting situations where there's no easy way out, and maybe there's no win-win, but a character has to make a decision and live with it. And I always think that anybody that goes to war, anybody that deals with any catastrophic situation, gets put in that situation. And my thought always is, if you were in a life and death circumstance, if you were a general and you were going to have to determine that 1,000 people would die in order to save 10,000, that's still an incredibly painful decision to make. And how many people can make a tough love decision like that? So for me, that was probably one of the more powerful moments.
I'm going to pick two moments that I was fortunate enough to get to write, and they were both Adama Thai moments. One being when they're talking about the paper. The people are so hungry on the ship, they're eating paper, and then he's like, oh, well, you know, at least that stopped because of the paper shortage. And they sort of get a little hysterical with their laughter. I thought I was really happy with that because it brought humor in, really dark humor, and then it showed, like, it turned from funny to kind of tragic when you realize, like, these guys are right on the edge. And then a second moment later where Ty's lost the baby, Caprica 6 lost the baby, and Ty goes to Adama and sort of cries in his arms and sort of like, you've lost a son, I've lost a son, and it was this great human coming together. And I feel like the chance to write those moments, that doesn't come along on many shows with that kind of power of two older guys that have lived a big chunk of their life together and can be silly, can be scared, can be drunk, can be frightened together. I love those moments.
You know, at the very end of Island in the Stream of Stars is that moment where, you know, they say to Galactica, best ship in the fleet, and they clink their glasses, and you that long pull back with the two, you know, old war horses sitting there reminiscing. We had a cast and crew event for that, and we're in a studio in, I don't know, Studio City, Hollywood. At the end of that, people were watching, wow, it was good. Women are going, wow, it was really good. The guys are all, oh, God! For some reason, that just hit the guys. I mean, guys were just like weeping openly, and you know, who cares? They're all this bad by this point. So it was pretty cool that the little, you know, you normally think guys not being the less weepier sex, and in that moment, it sure was not the case.
Hey, before you go, what was one of yours?
Mine would be actually a series of moments. I noticed throughout the show, whenever a character goes through dramatic change, they change their hair somehow. Mine would be specifically when Kara cuts her hair off and decides to go back to being Starbuck finally. So that's my moment.
That's really interesting storytelling through hair. That is a thing. That happens. You're right.